Hey y'all, it's your girl Millie Chan. Let's get into the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Let's go. So we open up with Bronwyn, who is having the hardest time because Lisa still has not asked her to come over to her little villa, right? So now she's on the phone with Todd, saying that I'm just shocked that I wouldn't be with Lisa because I feel like she's my friend. Like, I don't know what it is, right? But if Lisa's not checking for you, you should have picked up on that by now. So Whitney has invited these three to do water aerobics, and after they finish, they're talking about Bronwyn. And Heather is like, she feels like Todd is very dismissive to her because even when she had the dog bites, he said it was just a scratch. And she says she remembers how she pandered to her husband. She made herself small. And so now she kind of understands Bronwyn just a little bit better. So the ladies are getting ready to get on the yacht. Lisa has given them all their Vita tequila bags, for the day. And Meredith gets on the back of the bus and is just completely knocked out. So who has something to say? Brittany. She tells Heather that she heard Meredith crying all night and it sounds like she was throwing up. I need her to mind her business. Where's Jared? And who is there to soak up all of the information about Meredith? Heather. Because Heather is like the bone carrier this year, right? She is I feel like Mary and Bronwyn are carrying this show. And she is literally just gathering information and mixing things up. She's getting on my nerves a little bit, but not too much. So the ladies are here talking, and Lisa's talking about her son Henry because her other son has gone away and he feels kind of lost. And she's saying how now he's like making friends and he's having them over. And then Brittany. I just can't believe how you guys are just talking about Henry. And then I tell you all something about my daughter that's a big deal. She came over and spent the night and you all just sweep it away. Girl, did nobody tell you to do whatever you did to make your kids leave you? Brittany, be quiet. Bronwyn said the thing is, I know Henry. Henry is a real person. Brittany said, but you know me. And I feel like you were just... Like, Brittany is too much. Like, she's too needy. She's too whiny. And she is just not strong enough for this. I'm sorry. Then as Brittany is going on, Bronwyn is like, do you just like the idea of making an announcement or you like the idea of being with your daughters? And then Brittany called Bronwyn an effing B. Bronwyn is having a real problem. So Brittany has called her the B word. And she said, you have anything to say? So Brittany thought she was talking to her, and she said, I'm looking at you, Lisa. You have let her call me a gold digger, now the B word, and you don't have anything to say to me. I've known you the longest. Like, I don't know what it is about their relationship. If you're on a trip with friends, you're friends with everybody. I don't have to give you any special attention. Like, I can't handle you if I got to hold your hand through everything. Bronwyn, you got to chill out. And y'all know how I feel about Lisa Barlow, but I am on her side right now because I am mentally exhausted. Lisa's like, I'm trying to be a good friend to you. I made this trip up. We're all here together. What do you want me to do? Like, she is pissed that she's in the other villa, but like Lisa said, all you gotta do is come over here. Like, Bronwyn, I love her, but she get on my nerves too. So then, like, Brittany's like, I'm not trying to get at you. And then Bronwyn just goes off like nobody's asked me anything about me. Lisa's like, no. And at that moment, she was like, nobody's asked me how it is being with an older man. Nobody asked me how it is being a stepmom. Nobody asked me about the fidelity in my marriage. Now, this part right here is where I feel like Bronwyn is trying to get attention. And I feel like she's trying to get attention from Lisa because Lisa is trying to be on a trip with her friends and Bronwyn is trying to pull at her. So in my mind, I feel like Bronwyn is like, well, let me tell them my husband cheated on me. And then Lisa, who is my friend, will be on my side and come and comfort me. But it was a boomerang effect because Lisa did not do that. She pretty much kind of in a slight way sided with Todd. So then these two therapists get together and they want to question. Whitney's like, how did you find out? She said that her daughter had saw him texting on the iPad and came and told her. She's giving all of her information as to why, now I understand Bronwyn and what it is. So these two back and forth, they're just really like fillers to me for this season. So then Bronwyn is talking about Todd like he's a man in business like he isn't anything else and he just can't get enough of something. Like, I know she doesn't have to worry about Todd cheating right now. Now, maybe 5 or 6 years ago, maybe 10. But that would be at the beginning of their wedding. But Todd, it got to be the money. So basically, Bronwyn says that because Todd works 3,000 miles away from her 5 days a week, then she has a lump in her throat because she's worried that she's not enough for him, right? And now with the way Lisa and the girls are treating her, she feels like she's not enough for them. So she got some low self-esteem going on. But baby, when she said that Todd bought her a ring with 5 diamonds for 5 promises, Lisa said, oh, that's nice. Lisa is not a friend. Then Meredith said, is it possibility that he can't be like open with you because you're so guarded? And then Lisa chimes in, yeah, that's a good question. Lisa, you're not being a good friend to her. Like, Heather is over there talking about how sorry she is, and you and Meredith are sitting here judgy-wudgy when you should get up and go hug your friend. She's already told you that she feels she's less than because you don't have her in the room with you. Now you sitting over there looking like you judging her, and you're saying you don't believe her. Not a good friend. Heather is the girl right now. She's the MVP because she has stepped up and she has told Bronwyn that what you needed and who you were then is not who you are now. And if you're not being serviced, then you got to go. Because she said that's how she felt in her marriage. So Heather is doing what Lisa should be doing. So as they're getting off the boat, Lisa finally gets up and hugs Bronwyn and tells her that she's more relatable now. I can't with Lisa. Then as they're getting on the sprinter, Lisa's like, it's interesting. And Andrew's like, I feel sorry for her. That's not what Lisa meant. She was like, oh, when Todd sees this, he's going to lose his mind. Now, I do agree with her on that, but I do stand 10 toes down. This lady is not a good friend. They get back, and the ladies are like eating their lunch. Bronwyn is like, after I said all of that, like Lisa just really didn't have anything for me. Bronwyn, you're going to have to just be friends with the girls, right? Lisa cannot just sit beside you all day on a trip. Or you just need to realize this friendship is not what you thought it was. Then Whitney tells them that Meredith and Lisa were sticking up for Todd because they've both been accused of infidelity. When Lisa hears this, it's going to be so good. Oh my God, now we're here with Mary. Now Mary at this point is showing up, but in this scene, Robert Jr. is ready. She's getting ready to take him to a rehab facility out of the state. She said she could not do it for him. He had to do it for himself. And he said he was ready. And she was like, because she had to do something for her son. I love Mary this season. And my heart is all the way into it with her. So all the ladies are glad to see Mary. She got the biggest hug from Heather. They asked, why didn't she come yesterday? She said, oh, I was, and then I came today. But she's really looking for Angie. And she finds Angie. And I could cry because this is her friend. And as much as Angie talks, she doesn't tell any of Mary's business, right? Mary says she is locked in with Angie. And she feels like they don't even have to talk about it. And they understand each other. So I am so glad that Mary has Angie. And when I tell you Angie is a player this season too, Bronwyn, Mary, and Angie, those are my top 3. They sit down to eat, right? And who starts stirring the pot is Brittany. She asks if it's okay to say something about Meredith, does not wait for an answer and say, I heard you crying and probably throwing up last night. Meredith was like, well, yeah, I was feeling a little sad and I was crying. I'm good. But she was crying about the situation with her and Angie. And now Angie feels a certain kind of way because she thought it was over. But this right here, Brittany, she gets on my nerves. As Angie is talking to Meredith, Lisa chimes in. And her pointing is at Lisa, telling her to stay out of the business. That's what we said we would do. Angie, to me, is about that life, and I love her. Whitney has gone at Lisa, and Lisa has gone at Whitney. They're still sitting here trying to be Lisa's friend, and Lisa is tired. I'm tired, too. Then Angie tells Lisa that she knows more about Bronwyn than she knows anything about Lisa. Now, Lisa is pissed because she feels like her and Angie have been friends and talked all the time. And Mary wants dessert.